Hello, folks. Lindsay Huddleston with Sports Psychology Solutions. Back at it again. 16th annual Moneyball ProAm. We get all types coming by, checking on. We got Mr. Greg Levinsky in the building, representing Boston University, right?
Yes, sir.
By way of Portland, Maine.
Yeah.
Portland, Maine. Don't get it twisted. We're talking East Coast, Northeast, not the West Coast. Everybody say, "Oh, what's it like? Nike, Portland, Oregon, all that." They mess it up all the time.
Yeah, but being from New England, going to school in Boston, I never got to worry about that.
Sure, they know. I had a chance to visit your city years and years ago, back in my corporate life, and I used to remember those was it the crab rolls that I had, the lobster rolls,
yeah.
And I never forget. And it was just a local TV station, and I didn't know the culture. You turn on the TV, you read the paper to learn the culture, and they go, "Yeah, they tried to sink my boat." And I said, "There's some serious stuff going on." Yeah. And in the novelty show, I saw a shirt that said "Lobster Mobsters" or something like that.
Yeah,
so that
we got the main red claws.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's right. So that's big business. So you're here on an internship with the Detroit Free Press.
Yes, sir.
How awesome is that, huh?
It's amazing. I've gotten a lot of really good opportunities covering Tigers, Lions, Pistons, college, PGA golf we had last week at the Rock and Roll Classic.
Look at you, man.
I'm kind of doing a little bit of everything. It's been a really good experience.
That's great. Well, so many things about you being here that go with the ProAm and being in sports, and you're like right up in it. And I think you had a pretty big article you did yesterday. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I went by the family AAU basketball. Went by the practice.
Shout out to Ray and the family, my guys.
Went over and talked to a couple of guys on kind of the premise of the article about Jalen Terry. He'll be here the year after next, so he kind of sees himself, and I guess Michigan State fans probably see him as the next or the replacement for Cassius Winston.
Sure, that's big.
So it's kind of like what he sees, he fits. Potentially who he's going to play with, obviously Rocket Watts, right? And then he wants Isaiah Jackson to come with him. Now there's no guarantees. He said he doesn't want to bug him. Isaiah said that everybody's hitting him up from every school. Come with me, just like I would for anyone else who I want to work with.
Sure,
but that's just kind of in that stuff, kind of interesting to see how they think about it. Not the coaches, but like the kids themselves, how they go about it, how they talk about it.
I'm sitting here with Greg, and you can see him on camera. He's definitely an athletic-looking guy, good-looking guy. But his intensity about sports, I feel it, man. You love what you do, don't you?
Yeah, I really like telling, especially I really like doing the EYBL, or not the EYBL, like youth sports stuff, college stuff. Because I'm only 21 years old, so I was just in high school a couple of years ago.
You're not far removed.
Exactly. I feel like I can relate to these guys on a really good level, and we have really fun conversations.
Right.
We can talk about. I don't play Fortnite, but I know these guys play Fortnite. We can talk about kicks. Like last night, they were all unboxing the EYBL shoes, and we were talking about the USKDs. Having that is really, really important, I think, to relate to these guys on another level, because it builds trust, not just them to me, but me to them.
Right.
It's just how you build relationships.
Well, and it also makes them want to open up and talk to you more because they can relate to you a little bit more, right?
Right. And I think it means I'm showing an interest in them just beyond like, oh, where are you going to school? Where are you going to school?
Right.
Which of course, everyone, including myself, wants to know. But I like getting to know these guys there and even deeper.
Well, when I hear you talk, and I hope this can be a prophetic statement, I think about somebody like a Brian Windhorst who started in Cleveland with a young LeBron. Am I right? Followed him down to Miami, hung out with him. He leaves Miami. Guess what? Brian's coming back again. So you kind of get that status because you build that rapport with these athletes where you become their guy and you can kind of create your own lane. I mean, does that sound like something that could work for you?
Yeah. I would say when people ask me like my dream job, I'm more of a Jackie McMullen, right? Sports player. I'm more of like
she's out of Boston.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah,
I've seen her work in the NBA locker room, and the way she works is like the respect, and reverence that everyone has for Jackie McMullen is unparalleled, except for people like Woj. That's it.
Sure. Jackie, I know we don't know each other, but there's a great young man who's inspired by what you do from around your way. So let's make sure that our paths can cross and you can, touch his shoulder or just say something or look his way and kind of help him. That's awesome, man. I'm really happy to see when people are, taking a chance. So even for you to take an internship, Greg, and come out here, I mean, that was kind of like, I'm sure some people on campus like, you going where to do what? I mean, that was a big step, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that's probably what I'm going to have to do, like when I'm getting a job or a future internship or whatever it may be. Like I could end up anywhere, and I'm willing to go anywhere because I like what I do. Like you said, whether I'm covering Michigan State or Iowa State or Iona,
it doesn't matter.
Like I think it's so fun, it's so interesting. Like just the way I can say, like it's crazy to me that I get paid to go to these games.
Hey, man.
That's insane.
Well, you know what?
And it's a lot more than that. Don't get me wrong.
No. I'm with you. What I'm going to follow up and say is that when you follow your passion will become profitable.
Right.
You know, when you follow your passion, but it takes you jumping off the deep end. Because what does somebody want to say? Oh, you don't make a lot of money doing that. But here you are what you love to do, you're able to benefit
and if
from.
you enjoy it, who cares? Like, there was that viral quote on Twitter from Adrian Wojnarowski about like how high school sports is the most valuable thing to cover, and he's right. Like, I'm noticing that right now.
Why do you say that?
I mean, you have to build your own sources. There are no stats handed to you. Like, you go to a college or NBA game, like, I know how many miles per hour these guys are running.
Yeah, right. Like, literally, right.
Like, high school, like, I got to track blocks, points, rebounds. I got to look for real stories beyond, like, the box score.
Sure, and you got to be invested. You got to be
sources. Like, there's no, like, standings website. We make our own standings websites.
Right.
I think it's so valuable. And it's so fun because, like, for all of those kids, they don't get the coverage that other than, NBA players do. And there's a market. Maybe it's smaller. Obviously, it's smaller, but there's a market of people that really care. Oh, sure. And I think that really, finds home for a lot of people. And in Boston, I love doing that. We have
that's a sports town, man.
And we have a really awesome sports environment, high school sports environment. Okay. I love doing the high school basketball. We have a lot of really good. I do a lot of the girls basketball actually. Okay. So like, I'm kind of in charge of like with another person like of high school girls basketball coverage for Massachusetts and the Globe. And like the girls we have coming out of Massachusetts. So the girls we have coming out of Massachusetts, it's amazing how many Division I players there are. Really amazing.
So we got to keep a lookout for that wave. Okay, what we're going to make sure we do, we want to make sure that Greg's information is up on the screen. Your Twitter is Greg Levinsky. You'll see that up. But just we want to make sure people connect with you and follow you. Because smart people will say that in another 5 years he's going to be at the NBA Finals. Because you know why? The people you cover in high school. And that group of people you meet would have transitioned to be there, and that's what it's all about. Last thing I want to ask you about: how important is it about building relationships as a young person, as you meet and greet and see people going? Well, how important is that?
Oh, I think it's huge. I mean, I think a lot of it is, being like showing your fallibility. Like I don't know everything. I walk into the Tigers clubhouse. I have no idea what's going on the first day I'm there. Right. Just watching people what they do. Hey, I'm Greg from the Free Press. I know you might work for the rival newspaper, but like showing you're fallible, showing that you may not know everything, and it's so important. And I love meeting different writers. Like I love talking about what people do in different markets
and learning about them. And
I think it's so interesting because every market, every team, every coach, every player is so different. That's the beauty of it. Every writer, every reporter is different. Like people have different styles. So learning my own style, but also like taking bits and pieces from other people, and molding them into myself.
That's going to be great. Well, I'm telling you now, I got to do the interview early on with Greg Levinsky right here. Pulitzer Prize winner, sports writer extraordinaire. I want to wish you the best of luck on your internship. Enjoy Moneyball. Before we go, what have you heard about Moneyball prior to you getting here?
I mean, I know it's a big pro-am.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not the Junior League per se, but they got a lot of the local college guys, which is good. I mean, you can see the people here. Like, there's a lot of love for Michigan State and Michigan guys. I know it's more Michigan State oriented, but there's a lot of love for these guys out here.
And you talk about Miles Bridges being here a week ago, and he's showing out. You talk about first-round draft picks. I'm tell you about a guy named K. Felder. Keep an eye out for him. He's out here listening. There's a lot of great guys. So I'm glad you're out here to experience this. So we're going to keep following you. Want to wish you the best of luck again.
Of course.
Thanks for sitting down with me.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, we're doing it, guy. Lindsay Huddleston, Sports Psychology Solutions. Moneyball, getting it in. See you next time. Peace.